This video's been a long time coming. It's been a long time coming. This is my official Spider-Man the Animated Series pitch. I highly doubt this will ever get on TV. I really doubt it. But I can dream. I can dream. But anyway, let's begin. The basic premise that I do is something completely different than what Spider-Man usually does. First thing, Gwen Stacy, Mary Jane, wouldn't use them. Would not use them at all. I would probably go with Felicia Hardy as the main love interest. And the way I do it, this is episode 1. Peter Parker is introduced as an accomplished prodigy, college-esque person. I'd have him be either 15 or 16. Have him enroll in high school for no other reason but to experience, I'd say, normal high school teenage-esque lifestyle. I'd probably say have him already have graduated college. He's like one of those exceptional individuals who got into college at 13. Say he has a bachelor's in physics. I'd say forensics, just for plot convenience and plot convenience later on. Physics, forensics. I would probably give him applied. I'll give him physics and applied physics. I'd also give him chemistry, and I'd also give him a microbiology degree. And I'd also have him working at Oscorp under Dr. Kurt Connors, and have him working and had Octavius as a colleague. I'd probably introduce Eddie Brock as his roommate from college. That was his roommate when he was in college, and they're just working at the same lab. So, first episode, I'd say he's working at Kurt Connors' lab on the Empire State University campus. Have him be paying back his student loans that he obviously took out to be able to go to college. Have the monthly payment exceed what he makes at the lab, so he's falling short. I'd also have him, well, he enrolls in high school. Well, like I said, not because he necessarily needs to be in high school, but his aunt or uncle feels that he needs to be around people his own age and feel that he will lose out on his youth if he's not in high school. So that's what I'd probably say. Have him enroll in, I would say, either you can make it, I would like to see a private school, simply because I think that would work better for Peter. Him being in public school, like being as gifted as he is, I don't think says a lot. But if he's in private school, it doesn't have to be something like rich property, but just be like a private school. Not rich, it's a private school. It could be religious if you want to. Yeah. So yeah, he meets up with Felicia Hardy. I would try to play her as being kind of superficial. Those typical superficial, like, self-centered high school teenage chick. Play her off as that. Play her the kind of archetype being the unattainable beauty. Pretty much, like, every guy on campus would love to date her, but they choose not to. Well, she chooses not to date them for, like, just having a superiority complex. Yeah. So play her off as like that, and have Peter enroll in like one of her classes. Whatever class it is, it really doesn't matter. I'd probably say it'd be something like science, just because it would work better for later episodes. Yeah, have him enroll. Have her friends. I would say it could be anyone really. No, you don't really have to give them names, but yeah, have her friends come up to her and say something like, your grades are slipping in science, like they're talking, and her grades are slipping in science, and like they're not. I wouldn't say they're failing, but they're below. Like they're near borderline the average that you need to be. Let's say do an extracurricular activity. I don't want to say cheerleading because that's really cliche. I'd say give her something like oh, I don't know. Maybe I don't want to say maybe soccer or maybe like softball. Like she could play something like that. Yeah, something that work. Yeah, say like she needs to maintain a minimum B average, and if she doesn't score a minimum of a 90, like a 90 or something like that on like her next science exam, her average is gonna fall below a B minus, the minimum. It's just C's not really great, but it's not really failing. So it's not like she's failing, but she's struggling in that subject. Have her come up to Peter and say, if you teach me science, I want a date with you. Have Peter blatantly reject her and say something like I have better things to do than spend my time with a future superficial chick like that. Have her say something very blunt and rude. Not really, it's just nothing necessarily rude. It's something very blunt that just flat out rejection. Have her pursue Peter for no other reason because he's the one that got away. Well, yeah. Have Felicia go after him because he's essentially the only guy on campus who's rejecting her and doesn't want to be around her for whatever reason. You could say he doesn't have time or he sees he's superficial. So that's what I would probably play it off as. Have Peter get bitten by the spider. I don't know how they want to do it. I would like to be at Science-esque. You could do one of three things. You could do the Mystic Spider, which I did in Noir. You could do the Radioactive Spider in 616, and then you can do the genetically engineered spider in the Ultimate Universe. So, which one they want to do, I don't really know. You could play it off as being I don't want to say a radical drug, but it could be like an enhanced, revised version of the super soldier formula, which they've used. I wouldn't say call it Oz, but have it be something like that. So, Peter gets bitten by the spider. He realizes that he has the powers, and I wouldn't give them all at once. I'd say over the course of, let's say, a week's time in, the show, the show's timeline, a week, but it's not. It could just be 3 episodes for us, which would account for 3 weeks, so that was longer. So, yeah, in the span of, a week in the show's timeline, have him unlock, 1 or 2 powers each episode, and then by the 4th episode, you can give him, all of them. So I would say, the first 4 episodes made for TV movie for the origin. He realizes that I'd say at first give him, I give him Spider Sense at first because I feel that's the staple. I'd give him also Super Strength. And that's it. Just Spider Sense and Super Strength. So he goes and enrolls, I would say, in a martial arts academy to not necessarily, I would say, he fights, this would be the wrestling equivalent, but I don't want it to be wrestling, simply because American wrestling, at least in the mainstream, isn't really that popular. Well, it's not really popular. It's not real. Well, that's not true. It's scripted, yeah. It's scripted, so I think a martial arts tournament would work. It doesn't have to be MMA, but it's just a standard karate tournament or something. So he enrolls in the school. I would say have him meet the master of Kung Fu, who will teach him the way of the spider. So he knows formal martial arts. Have him enroll with the school simply because that's the way the tournament's set up. You have to be enrolled in a formal martial arts school. You have to be a certain belt or to be able to compete in a certain class. So yeah, Peter, I would say have him. I wouldn't say really gifted, but he's kind of learning martial arts by learning his powers. So as opposed to everyone else who has to focus and understand how to apply power when necessary. He actually has to learn to hold back, because if he doesn't, he'll hurt people. And if the reason why I'm looking to the side like this is because if I look to the side, I've seen the video like I posted. For some reason, like my face is all like blurry this time of day, but I apologize if I'm looking to the side. It's not because I'm not looking at the camera. So yeah, so that would be episode. I would say episode 1, which in the origins of fourth quarter. So episode 2, I would have him in the martial arts tournament. He fights, and obviously he wins. I wouldn't say, well, yeah, he gets to the semifinals of the finals of the martial arts tournament. I would say have introduce Black Cat's father, who will be the murderer of Uncle Ben, and I'm gonna actually do something a little bit different. But for over the course of this time, he's been like training and competing in tournaments. This is all at night, by the way, so his aunt and uncle don't know about this. He doesn't tell them because he knows they're gonna condone it. So he doesn't tell them. He goes off and they find like a flyer or something. It's like, oh, Peter's been competing in martial arts. He's gonna get hurt. We have to. Well, I wouldn't play like that, like so, like a mama's boy. Like they're angry because he's been seeking out it, fighting people. So Aunt May and Uncle Ben go off to confront Peter. Peter obviously wins. Black Cat's father, who I would say is a spectator or something, hears the prize money and Peter's announcement of he has won $10,000 or $100,000 or whatever amount. So he goes off. He robs them. Robs the guy. He robbed. Peter's robbed out of the money because say like the martial arts like the stadium is like bankrupt or something, and like they don't give him the money, not because they don't want to, because they don't have it, or like one of the guys just like one of the owners of the club is just using the company's funds incorrectly or irresponsibly. So yeah, he can't get paid. So they only have like 5,000. Like they always say, we can only pay you $1,000, even though the prize money was like $10,000 or $100,000 or whatever. And then like he sees to the side some guy, like an owner, smoking a cigar, like in the company of two ladies, and he's like, "You have money to afford that, but you can't pay me." Yeah. So he takes. I wouldn't say no. He doesn't take it. He says, "You know what? Forget you. I don't need you." He leaves. And then like obviously Black Cat's father hears, steals the money, and people say like, stop him, and he obviously lets him go. At which point, Ben Parker and May are in the car about to enter the stadium to confront Peter. He needs to improvise because his getaway guy didn't appear or whatever. He like his car got possessed or like in parking, so finally got possessed or killed or whatever. He doesn't have a car, so he says he grabs a gun he has, shoots Aunt May and Uncle Ben. They both die, and grabs the car and jets. People see Peter sees a crowd, but he's not really sure. He doesn't know it's them, so he doesn't care. And like all this while he's walking outside to where they would confront, I would have his spider sense going off, so it's like a small thing, and then like as he gets closer, and continue, and then finally at the climax, his spider sense is going like danger, and he ignores it because he really doesn't understand it. Well, he kind of understands there's danger, but he doesn't care or too angry to notice. And my video is actually almost done, so I'm approaching my 20-second mark. So I'm gonna stop it here, and I'll continue with part 2 soon. Signing off.